Owen by Henkes. This is a story about the little boy Owen, who we read about last week in Owen's Marshmallow Chick. He had this little yellow blankie, which you're going to hear about in this story, and it matched the color of that little chick. So he set the chick on his shelf and didn't eat it. Owen by Henkes. Owen had a fuzzy yellow blanket. He had it since he was a baby. He loved it with all his heart. Fuzzy goes where I go, said Owen. And Fuzzy did. Upstairs, downstairs, in between, inside, outside, upside down. Fuzzy likes what I like, said Owen, and Fuzzy did. Orange juice, grape juice, chocolate milk, ice cream, peanut butter, applesauce cake. Look, it's all over his blankie. Isn't he getting a little old to be carrying that thing around? Asked Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the blanket fairy? Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. I love that name for the neighbor, Mrs. Tweezers. That night, Owen's parents told Owen to put Fuzzy under his pillow. In the morning, Fuzzy would be gone, but the blanket fairy would leave an absolutely wonderfully, positively perfect, especially terrific big boy gift in its place. Look at Owen's face. He does not seem very excited about the blanket fairy. Can you guess what he does to hide it? Owen stuffed Fuzzy inside his pajama pants and went to bed. No blanket fairy, said Owen in the morning. No kidding, said Owen's mother. No wonder, said Owen's father. Look at Owen proudly taking the blanket out of his pants. Fuzzy's dirty, said Owen's mother. Fuzzy's torn and ratty, said Owen's father. No, said Owen. Fuzzy is perfect. And Fuzzy was. Fuzzy played Captain Plunger with Owen. Fuzzy helped Owen become invisible. I bet you can't see me. Look, here's Captain Plunger. And here is Owen at the dinner table with Fuzzy on his head and his vegetables left on his plate. And Fuzzy was essential when it came to nail clippings and haircuts and trips to the dentist. Can't be a baby forever, said Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the vinegar trick? Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. Look at Mrs. Tweezers. Look at how she can see over the fence. She's standing on the pots. That is a snoopy neighbor. When Owen wasn't looking, his father dipped Owen's favorite corner of Fuzzy into a jar of vinegar. Owen sniffed it and smelled it and sniffed it, and he picked a new corner. Then he rubbed the smelly corner all around his sandbox and buried it in the garden and dug it up again. Good as new, said Owen. Fuzzy wasn't very fuzzy anymore, but Owen didn't mind. He carried it and wore it and dragged it. He sucked it and hugged it and twisted it. What are we going to do? Asked Owen's mother. School is starting soon, said Owen's father. Can't bring a blanket to school, said Mrs. Tweezers. Haven't you heard of saying no? Owen's parents hadn't. Mrs. Tweezers filled them in. I have to bring Fuzzy to school, said Owen. No, said Owen's mother. No, said Owen's father. Owen buried his face in Fuzzy. He started to cry and wouldn't stop. Don't worry, said Owen's mother. It'll be all right, said Owen's father. And then suddenly Owen's mother said, I have an idea. It's an absolutely wonderful, perfect, terrific idea. First she snipped and then she sewed, and then she snipped and sewed again some more. snip, 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 so. Dry your eyes, wipe your nose. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Look, she's made all these mini fuzzies out of the big fuzzy. Now Owen carries one of his not so fuzzy handkerchiefs with him wherever he goes. And Mrs. Tweezers doesn't say a thing. Look at what Mrs. Tweezers has in her hand. Now, since I was reading this story, I pulled out my daughter's old blankies. This is theirs. This one, I think, was Sarah's. And it's soft and silky. I saved them. I pack them away with old things to share with grandkids someday or something like that. And this one is Leah's. I always bought 2 of them. So I had 2 of them. I don't know that we still have 2 of them. I bought 2 of them, so one would always be clean in case anything spilled on it or they got sick in the night or got lost or left behind. I always had 2, but they were always their special little things. I remember Nicholas, when we'd go in his room, he would lay his over his face when he was sleeping. And when he was little, I remember when he was 3 and 4, he'd have his little blankie just laid right over his face. His was maybe blue polka dots. I don't remember. Paul's was white and Elizabeth's was bigger. It was a bigger pink one. It was too big. But maybe you have a little something. Maybe you have something you keep in your bed now that makes you feel a little bit safer and secure at night. I think we all have those things. Anyway, I hope you had a good Monday. The weather was wild, so I hope your houses and your yards are all safe and didn't get too badly damaged from anything. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.